take advantage of those opportunities, and you do your offense well.
The ball is up. The game is on. The Clippers win the tap. Lillard, lethal inside the logo, feeds to McCollum, who's just as dangerous. Uncorks a three and knocks it. McCollum tailgated by former Blazer Batum, blocked by Kawhi, and here come the Clippers. George into Batum, waits for the flyby and lays it in. Three of the season for Derrick Jones Jr. Here come the Clippers. Batum in the corner to retaliate, and he does. Back and forth we go.
Again, the roll by Ibaka sucked into defense just enough for Paul George to slip that pass over to Batum.
Two-man game with Lillard and Nurkic, and a nice shot by Nurkic. Chased around by George. Gets free to fight. The tray in the air is good. His second three. Leonard posting on Lillard. Didn't get much help, Lillard. It's right to the rim and lays it in. It's a tough cover for Damian Lillard and the rest of the NBA. Ibaka lets it fly. His second three, and the Clippers lead by 7 midway through the first. Timeout Blazers.
The amount of times they have passed the basketball and their assists per made field goals have gone up significantly.
Carmelo Anthony steps into his wheelhouse in a little mid-range shot coming right off the 7 minutes off his first quarter clock. 19-16. Two playoff teams, no doubt, crossing blades here early on in the season. Paul George for three. It's good. George ISOs on Lillard, loses the ball, gets it back. Lillard loses his footing. That frees George for a second consecutive three. Again, off the backboard, Lou Williams swivels his way to freedom, and the Clippers on a power play if they hurry. Lou finds a seam, dashing to the rim and lays it in, and the Clippers lead by 14. It's a great start for the Clippers. It is worth pointing out. In both wins for the Blazers, they battled back from trailing by 10 as Melo fades and fires. Lou in attack mode, moving to his left, gets the flyby from Hood and knocks it in. Back-to-back buckets for Lou Williams. Clippers out in front once again by 14. Melo picked up by George, two teammates in Oklahoma City. George doesn't buy the pump fake. It doesn't matter. Melo knocks it in. He has been a spark plug off the bench. Has been special in this first quarter. He gets right to the rim, kicks it to Kennard. Great look at a three. Book it for Luke Kennard. 8 first quarter threes for the Clippers. But don't you like how I got the card out this time?
I didn't even pay attention to you. I was watching the game, doing my job.
Lou Williams lays it in, 41-28. Where he's at in his career, he's got 8 points in 7 minutes. Looks like the old Carmelo to me. Jackson counted in a foul and send that young man to the line for an old-fashioned three-point play. Lou to Kennard. Great ball movement for the Clippers in transition, and it results in the third three from Paul George.
And that's just beautiful basketball.
4 of his 5 shots were all in the paint. He's hit a three, and now that jump shot, and he cuts the lead down to 15. George accosted, no whistle, but gets the bucket to fall.
The rim just opened up. There's something up there.
Simons for three, knocks it in.
Unfortunate situation for the Blazers once again with Zach Collins in that left ankle.
He hasn't been able to stay healthy his whole career. Jackson, the floater. Reggie Jackson looks like a different player than he did a week ago. Out of the timeout, McCollum calls his own number, rightfully so, and knocks down the 10-foot.
Way to knock it in.
Leonard has struggled in his first game since Christmas, 2 for 6. Reggie Jackson has knocked 3 for 3 today. Leaping rebound inside for Paul George. Kawhi for 3. How about 11 threes in the first half on 17 take? Kawhi maybe not shooting the ball all that well, but does have 5 assists here in this first half. Kawhi in attack mode, reverse layup, counted on a foul and send him to the line. 57-48. Clippers out in front. I mentioned this earlier. In each of their 3 wins, the Clippers have had a 20-point lead in the first half. Damian Lillard trying to make sure that does not happen. Counted on a foul. Lou Williams with 10 off the bench. McCollum rises from deep and knocks it in, and CJ McCollum now with 11 on his third three. Lou, what a pass inside to Batum, and the Clippers lead 73-54.
Work of art.
Lou changing hands on the dribble like a grandfather clock, taking time off the ticker. Picked up by Nurkic on the switch for 3, gets it right back.
Why not? in the right direction.
That said, they were a top 5 offense a year ago, just a different kind of attack. How about that Clipper play? He was stymied a couple of different times. Ball getting a little sloppy. A good save there by Covington, but picked off. Here comes George with Covington to beat. Gets right to the rim and lays it in. 82-57. 6 to shoot for Kawhi. Dashing down the lane. Up and in. Counted and a foul. An 8-0 run for the Clippers. Man,
I miss you.
Man, we're making a good team here early, Jim. This is good. McCollum into Nurkic. Puts it up and puts it in. 8:55 to play in the third. Clippers 88. The Blazers 60. More vocal during practices and during games and on the bench. A step away on Nurkic. Got it. The third three for Kawhi Leonard.
Well, I like that kind of vocalization right now. Yeah.
Lillard picked up by Beverly. A whistle and a foul stops the clock midway through the third. The Clippers have been very dominant here tonight against what I think is a very good Blazers squad. Haven't been at their best here tonight. Ibaka lays it up and down in the second effort. The Clippers have had a lot to do with that.
Offbeat a little bit in regards to their cuts, would then tend to peel back a little bit.
George, a graceful glide to the rim, and the Clippers lead 98-71. Leonard turns the corner, gets right to the rim, bouncing off defenders and lays it home.
That's a freight train coming down. So I had to struggle with that a lot in my career because I got hurt my third year, and that totally changed the way I played in my
back-to-back 30-point games. Those 20 so far, almost all of them from the line. How about Lou Williams continuing 15 off the bench?
Becky Hammon becomes the first woman to direct a team in NBA history after Greg Popovich was tossed from the Spurs-Lakers game in San Antonio. With 4 minutes left in the first half, he picked up 2 techs.
And she will have a team of her own. She is amazing what she's done in San Antonio. I used to cover the WNBA for many years. She is a pit bull.
Know the game and they're going to respect it, okay? And that's what you got with Becky Hammon. So it's just a continuation of other coaches on the bench. They didn't look at it as anything different. Once they knew, like Paul George knew that was going in, that
we will not have a starterless fourth quarter. Paul George remains on the floor. He has 23, lobs it to Zubac. Oh my!
Kind of reinvented offense or new offense or added to offense, whatever you want to call it. It allows him the freedom to be able to make those type of plays.
Clippers and fans and those around the league have said, hey, the Clippers don't have that true point guard, but what they're doing is allowing playmakers to make plays regardless of the position. Kennard makes a play for himself. And now to Reggie Jackson. Eases into a three. May have been a pass to man. We'll check with the official score. Either way, the Clippers come up empty-handed.
Well, man, that time got blocked by into the bottom of the backboard.
Test coming up for the Clippers, as we mentioned, Utah on Friday and then Phoenix on Sunday. Kennard makes the pass, another turnover for the Clippers. Eric Jones Jr. gracefully gliding in and lays it in.
Yeah, I had to go to come in with that to bench with his arms out.
Whistle, timeout, 5.5 to play.
He dug deep inside. Again, it's still early, but we see a different calmness in his demeanor, in his play, coming into the beginning of this year. I know you want to say something right here.
And it's funny, I come into this game, you look at the Clippers and their numbers and the way that they have dominated in their wins, but because that game was so bad on Sunday, their net rating is still a negative coming into today, despite 3 wins of 20+. Change tonight, but it's crazy. That's just how bad they were on Sunday. You can look back, you can laugh at it, because now we know that the Clippers are indeed back. Coffee. Oh, off the window and in. A guess as to what would happen to start the year, but the Clippers got to work and they are getting it done.